we can now hear, I think, from Theresa May. She's been speaking after that meeting with Donald Tusk. Let's listen to what the Prime Minister has just had to say.
Now, what I've been doing here in Europe over the past day is actually doing what I promised Parliament that I would do, which is to speak to other leaders in Europe about the concerns Parliament have raised about the backstop. And I had breakfast with Prime Minister Rutte, saw Chancellor Merkel over lunch. I'm seeing Presidents Tusk and Juncker this evening. And what has been shown to me from those meetings is that there is a shared determination to deal with this issue and address this problem. And I'm going to be seeing the Taoiseach Leo Varadkar tomorrow, and then on Thursday returning to the EU Council. The deal we've negotiated is a deal that honours the referendum, it honours the result of the referendum, and it's the best deal available. Indeed, it's the only deal available. And the backstop, which is the issue that Parliament has raised, the backstop is a necessary guarantee for the people of Northern Ireland. And whatever outcome you want, whatever relationship you want with Europe in the future, there's no deal available that doesn't have a backstop within it. But we don't want the backstop to be used, and if it is, we want to be certain that it is only temporary. And it's those assurances that I will be seeking from fellow leaders over the coming days.
So that was a no, you haven't been told about these 48+ letters, or you have been told? No,
I have been here in Europe dealing with the issue which I promised Parliament I would be dealing with, which is the backstop in Northern Ireland and the backstop for Northern Ireland, which is in the withdrawal agreement, talking to fellow leaders about the concerns that Parliament have raised. I have seen a shared determination to deal with this issue. The backstop is a guarantee to the people of Northern Ireland, but we want to know that it can only be temporary if it is brought into use, and it is those assurances that I will be seeking over the coming days.
But from those same leaders and officials you've been meeting here in Brussels, we've had this emphatic commitment that nothing will be renegotiated. Given that, and the fact you haven't been able to put the withdrawal agreement to the vote in the Commons, in tomorrow's Cabinet meeting, will you be stepping up the no-deal preparations?
We have already stepped up the no-deal preparations. That has been happening in recent days. But Cabinet will be discussing what is the sensible thing for government to do, which is to make sure that those contingency arrangements of no-deal preparations are in place. So we will be looking at what furthermore we need to do in relation to those no-deal preparations. But what I'm discussing with European leaders, and will continue to discuss with them, is how we can provide that assurance that the backstop for Northern Ireland, were it to be used, and it doesn't need to be used, but were it to be used, we need certainty that it is only temporary.
Any idea at the end of today whether we're any closer to a date for the vote to be put? Is it going to be well ahead of January the 21st, in December? Can you give any assurance on that front?
No, what I have started today is the discussions with other fellow leaders in Europe about this issue. Of course, we do have the 21st of January date that you've referenced, which Parliament has set, so we need to look at this issue before then, but we're just at the start of the negotiations and the start of the discussions.